You're listening to Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marci. In this installment, almost 100 ways, okay, maybe 5 or 6, that you can rationalize spending money over the holiday season. And if your gift thing isn't going so well, we've got a couple of solutions for that, too.
Remember that time I fell off the front dock and hit a trough and broke 2 ribs?
Yes.
Well, this time I protected myself with my right arm.
Oh, no.
My right arm that just underwent major surgery and is currently, as of this morning, wrapped in lidocaine patches and this fancy new brace they gave me. And at least I had the wherewithal to hit right above my elbow.
Oh, God.
This was literally 3 minutes ago.
What are you doing that makes you keep falling off your own front porch?
I don't know. We have these nice chairs. I sat in the chair and all of a sudden, bam, my butt's full of snow.
It traces back once again to the chair problem. You have a problem sitting in chairs. This is consistent.
I do. I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's a chair deficiency.
You have a particularly tiny backside. Maybe this is related to the fact that you have basically the tiniest ass of any woman I know.
Baby's got no back. What can I say?
I wonder if anyone's done any research on this, that if you spend your life with the world's tiniest backside, then when you sit in a chair, maybe you just don't know when you're sitting and when you're not, because there's no nerve endings there to come in contact with a chair.
That very well could be.
I have no other theories. I'm out of theories.
The chair just flipped right over. That's twice. Right now, I don't even know where I am.
Well, on the other hand, you know, there are some doctors who specialize in addiction medicine who say that your body manufactures pain when you withdraw from pain medication. And in your case,
I haven't had any pain medication.
Maybe your body is missing the pain medication and thought, great, I'll throw her off the porch.
Yeah.
Don't use power tools. Do not use power tools.
Yeah, that power tools aren't even on my radar.
Good. Well,
Not on my menu.
We're getting ready for the adult kids to come home for a visit. And, of course, when that happens, you look at your house with different eyes. And that's, in my case, when I realized that I've been dusting where it's been convenient to dust. and here's, I don't know if anybody but me worries about this, if you worry about this. When I see how much dust is on stuff, I wonder about my lungs. I think to myself,
me too.
If I can set a book down for 2 weeks and have a thick coating of dust on it when I pick it up, I'm breathing the same air 24/7. Why don't my lungs look like my dryer lint filter? Now, I know all about your natural cleaning process, but even so, I wonder why by the time you leave this mortal coil, the insides of your lungs don't look like a cheap stuffed animal.
The other day, if you stand in my living room or in our great room in a certain light in a certain spot, you can see like the whole ceiling is just like there is so much dust in those logs that nobody can ever reach.
This gives you the opportunity to buy like some really long handled thing that you would see on late night TV. This is a late night TV moment. Yeah.
I think I do have one of those.
This is what you live for. Stuff that you can buy. Speaking of which, the stuff that you ordered when you were on painkillers for your wrist must be arriving every day now. What's coming?
Let's see I can't tell you because I'm giving them away as presents to my family. Yeah, it's all coming. It's pretty much here except for one thing that I ordered, I guess, from deep in China that I better boil before I even open the package since they're back in all this COVID shutdown stuff.
I remember last year you got your husband one of those ridiculous like fuzzy couch things like a baby onesie, and he laughed himself silly when he got
and
it.
Gave it to Eve.
Yeah. Anything absurd like that where your spousal unit is just going to go, Were you on painkillers or psychedelics?
Well, I got him, let's see, I got him a Grateful Dead bathrobe.
Oh, I love that.
It's actually on the chair right behind me. So it might just be mine. Um, got him a lot of work clothes this year.
Ditto.
A lot. Because he needs them. And I figure, okay, he's not gonna give them to me or anyone else. He'll actually wear them.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is how awful I am for the holidays, for the 8 days of Hanukkah. I gave
Don't
him,
tell me you gave him an iron.
no, I didn't give him an iron. I gave him like my to do list that will please me, one thing to do every day, like fix this antique lamp. That would be a Hanukkah present for me. That's how desperate I am.
That's what my husband said. What do you want for Hanukkah? And I said, I kind of gave him the same answer.
A to do list?
Yeah, and he was like, no, no, what do you want? I'm like, really? If you would fix this and this, and let's get some of that. I'd like to have the water in the back running so that we don't have to walk out to give water to the goats like 87 times with a pitcher.
So we're on the same page. Basically, the
Yeah,
holidays is just an extended honey-do list.
exactly.
Oh, the
Plus,
poor.
he's gonna have some time off from work, time to do it.
Yep.
He didn't like that, so I said, okay, fix this and this and this and this, and then here's some pictures of stuff that I want.
Yeah, the problem with pictures of stuff that you want is you end up having to buy it for yourself anyway. And what the other thing that I did this year towards the end of the year was spend money on fixing things that I've been stalling on spending money on. And I the things I don't know if you're like this. If you stall on spending money on stuff that you know needs to be fixed because of your own bad judgment or foolish behavior, those are the things that sink to the bottom of the list for years.
Yes.
When we did the kitchen like 10 years ago, I hired a stone guy who did a really bad job. Maybe I miscommunicated because somehow, apparently, he thought what I wanted was not a kitchen counter, but the Leaning Tower of Pisa or maybe Stonehenge, that instead of charting the summer solstice was instead going to drop a giant casserole of baked chicken on my foot someday when I least expected it.
Oh no.
It was starting to move and
Yeah.
shift and every year it was like another eighth of an inch moved out. I'm going, oh no, I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal. It's going to be $1 million. So finally I broke down and spent money on some other guy who said, well, they did this all wrong. And you might feel kind of stupid for having somebody who doesn't know what he's doing put your stone in your kitchen, but it's not like it's a pecan roll that you've had a lot of them. So you can get at least some vague idea of whether it looks like the person who made it knew what he or she was doing or not. Like, oh, this pecan roll hasn't got a lot of pecans on it. It probably sucks. It's stone. By its nature, you don't buy a lot of it because it's going to be there a while.
Oh, I think my present, I tried to tell him we just spent college tuition to put new tires on Clifford, the big red truck.
Ooh.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's a F-150 that's lifted, and the tires are about as big as I am.
In any case,
But yes, a lot of money on tires, and I tried to convince Frank. I said, "That's my Hanukkah present."
if I were an advertiser, this conversation would just make me weep and gnash my teeth with fury because they're spending millions of dollars trying to convince our partners that the kind of stone we want are sparkly diamonds that hang from our ears. And here I am saying I would just like to have a slab of granite hefted into place. And then they're running all these commercials with women walking out the front doors of their beautifully decorated homes and finding red bows around Range Rovers and Volvo SUVs. And you're going, no, no, I just want some giant tires for my 12-year-old dually. That would make me pull my hair out if I were an advertiser, which is not really relevant because, of course, we don't have any advertisers. But if we did, I've gotten one good gift so far on the holiday. I got alcohol, which is nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I haven't
Well, I,
opened it
I
yet.
actually made myself sick eating chocolate. So Hanukkah guilt from World Market. Yeah.
I have to
Everybody got a little bag.
No luck at all trying to get the chocolate coins around here for the holiday. And this manager at this store, there were like 4 items I came to get for the holidays, and every stinking one of them had been sold out for a week.
But yeah, I sat and ate them all in one sitting last night. And by 9 o'clock, I was just like, oh man, I said, Frankie, we're sleeping sitting up in this magic bed. And then we kept sliding down. So at like, I don't know, 2 o'clock, I woke him up and I said, lower the bed.
Yeah, you get those smart beds aren't so smart either sometimes. Especially again, woman with world's smallest tuchus. There's nothing to brace you there. You just keep sliding. The weight of your breasts just hauls you down the
That's
wow.
true too. That's probably what pulls me off the deck as well.
Yeah, yeah, your breasts did it. Oh, the college kid isn't even home yet, and the spousal unit is assigning him work and volunteering him to shovel snow for other people.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
welcome home, small cutie. Go shovel.
So have you trained them to like pick up after themselves, or do you spend time picking up socks and underwear and boy stuff
I have
off
to
the floor when
say,
they come visit?
the big cutie must have gone for some kind of therapy because he was home for about 10 days not very long ago, and he kept all his dirty socks in his room. Ditto for the underwear. Yet on the very last day where the TV is, there was a little pile. And I said, you made it almost all the way to the end. And I wasn't even angry at all because you kept your dirty socks in your room. And he said, yeah, I figured out it's pretty easy not to get you mad. All I really had to do was not leave my dirty socks around the house. I'm like, 22 years it took you to figure this out.
And well, after 16 years, a puppy finally trained Frankie not to leave his dirty socks in the living room.
Well, good. Now we know what it
Yeah,
takes.
Butters, anything nasty, Butters loves. It's his. And they're all over the backyard, buried under snow,
Oh, wow.
ripped
So
to
come
shreds.
spring, instead of just picking up the dog waste, you'll pick up your old socks out in your backyard.
I'll put them in an Easter basket and say, here you go.
Now that will be a lovely moment. If you've made it this far, chances are you've been enjoying Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. In which case, you might also like my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. You can find that at your neighborhood independent bookstore or on Amazon. Marci and I really appreciate your good reviews wherever you care to leave them. Your kind words help the podcast grow. Thanks.